Kicking off this list is WUCHANG Fallen Feathers. It's a Souls-like action RPG coming to us from Chinese developers Leenzee and developed by 505 Games. Now, you might remember the buzz around Black Myth Wukong. Well, this one's riding that same wave of excitement. We're talking about a female pirate lost in the final days of the Ming Dynasty, wakes up with amnesia, a world ravaged by death and disease. It's a fight for survival, a quest to reclaim her memories and find answers. Leenzee's first project was a VR game, AD 2047, released 3 years ago. This is their big leap, and from what we've seen in the alpha footage, it looks, feels, and even sounds like a Souls game. Gritty, atmospheric, challenging. Beyond that, we don't know. One thing's for sure though, PC, PlayStation, and Xbox players should keep an eye on this one. It's releasing sometime next year. Could be something special.
This world is full of wonders.
Yet everywhere we go, we walk with death.
Sometimes a game comes along that just sparks a conversation. It gets everyone talking, excited. That's the feeling I get with CLA Obscure. This isn't just another turn-based RPG, they're doing something special here. The style, the way that it blends that classic gameplay with this fresh take. It's got people hyped, and for good reason. Now, this is Sandfall Studios' first game, their debut. But if this early footage is anything to go by, they're onto something big. Expedition 33, it's a world that feels both familiar and fantastical. Think Belle Epoque Europe, but infused with magic. A little bit like a grown-up Persona 5, if you will. And the visuals? Unreal Engine 5 is working its magic here. This game looks gorgeous. Sure, it's still in development, but 2025 can't come soon enough. New-gen consoles and PC players are in for a treat. If Cool was a video game, it'd be replaced. Seriously, this is Sad Cat Studios' first game, and they're swinging for the fences. Cyberpunk thriller? Check. Dripping with style? Absolutely. And for cyberpunk nerds, it's a feast for the eyes and ears. Retro neon cityscapes, synthwave soundtrack. It's like they've reached into my brain and pulled out everything I love about the genre. Set in an alternate 1980s, you play as an AI trapped in a human body. We don't know much about the story yet, apart from the 2.5D graphics and side-scrolling combat. Yeah, it's been delayed a few times, but honestly, I'm okay with that. When Replaced finally drops, I have a feeling we'll be thankful for the extra polish. I mean, just look at it. Coming soon to PC and Xbox.
The face of this is here!
If you've been craving a Sekiro sequel, Phantom Blade Zero might just be the perfect snack. It's got that same intense parry mechanics, those flashy sword moves, and it's all wrapped up in a dark, twisted fantasy world. A recipe for some adrenaline-fueled action. This is the first major release from Chinese developer S-Games that is riding that exact same wave of excitement as WUCHANG Fallen Feathers. Chinese devs are making a statement, and Phantom Blade Zero is ready to make its mark. But hold on, this isn't just another Souls-like. It's trying to carve its own path. We're talking a semi-open world, action-adventure that dives deep into Chinese mythology. Again, there's a lot we don't know, but the developers are aiming for a 2025 release on PC and PlayStation. Lost Wild. Trust me, this is one you won't want to miss. Picture this, dinosaurs. It's survival horror. It's a wild combination, and that's exactly what Great Ape Games is bringing us with Annapurna Interactive at the helm. Think of it like Alien Isolation, but instead of a solitary xenomorph stalking you, it's a whole pack of terrifying dinosaurs. You're stranded, alone, and vastly outmatched in this primal wilderness. The forest might look lush and inviting, but it's a deceptive trap. We've seen hints of classic survival horror gameplay in the trailers. Conserving ammo, solving puzzles, desperately hiding from the predators. But beyond that, it's shrouded in mystery. The devs dropped one incredible trailer, then went radio silent. Announced only for PC so far.
Bryn, you need to get out of there, now! I was made for this, Aurea.
What happens if you mash together Zelda's Breath of the Wild, Monster Hunter, and Shadow of the Colossus? You get Eternal Strands. This is the debut title from Yellow Brick Games, a Quebec-based studio manned by industry veterans, and they're not holding back. Eternal Strands takes inspiration from one of the best, blending it all into a promising action-adventure. Its physics-based combat lets you wield the elements to bring down towering creatures. And much like Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, Eternal Strands is all about player freedom. It's a world brimming with interactivity, leaving you to explore and experiment however you see fit. It's coming to PC, PS5, and Series X in 2025. Fumi Studios is stepping onto the scene with their debut project Mouse PI for Hire. And they're taking full advantage of Steamboat Willie entering the public domain. Clever move. Mouse's charm lies in its art style. It's straight out of the classic 1930s cartoons. You're not playing as Mickey Mouse. Instead, you're a private investigator hunting down crooks in a noir-soaked world. That rubber hose animation against a black and white backdrop, it's striking. And the blend of 2D and 3D elements makes you feel like you're playing a modern game with a vintage soul. As a first-person shooter, Mouse nails the power fantasy. You've got an arsenal of guns at your disposal. You'll definitely feel like an absolute badass blasting your way through every encounter. It's set to release on PC next year. Lost Soul aside has been a long time coming. Years in the making, this stylish hack-and-slash adventure started as a solo developer's dream. But now, with Sony's backing, UltiZeroGames has the firepower to bring this vision to life. More hands on deck means we're finally seeing chunks of new gameplay, and even better, a release window on the horizon. It's clear that games like Devil May Cry have been a major inspiration. Lost Soul aside is all about that fast-paced, high-octane combat, but it's also got those jaw-dropping AAA set pieces that could give even Stellar Blade and Final Fantasy XVI a run for their money. A recent gameplay trailer showcased the game's strengths, and let me tell you, it looks good. A promising new addition to the character action catalog. It's announced to launch sometime this year on PC and PlayStation. And to wrap things up, we have The Last Night, another stunning 2.5D cyberpunk platformer. And yeah, there are some similarities to Replaced. The Last Night aims to capture that raw, gritty life under a neon-drenched dystopia. It's a bleak, unforgiving world, and that's the point. You play as Charlie, a second-class citizen in a city where augmentation and virtual reality rule. It's a story about finding your place in a society that's left you behind. This is Oddtail's first game, and they're clearly pouring their heart and soul into it. The Last Night will be available on PC and Xbox.